Hi, my name is Alex Sunderman. I'm with Winnebago Specialty Vehicles, and today we're going to go over the Braun Wheelchair lift on our Winnebago Accessibility Enhanced vehicles. To open and close your wheelchair lift, you first either need to use your key fob or the switch inside your vehicle. Both controls are ran the same way. Unlock opens your door and lock closes it. By just pressing the button for a moment, the door will automatically pop open. Be aware that this is a hydraulic door, so you need to be aware of your surroundings as the doors open and close. After the door opens, it'll give you access to your Braun wheelchair lift. To operate your wheelchair lift, you first need to turn on your lift power, which is in the front side of the lift. Simply turn the switch on. You'll notice a green light. Your overhead lights will turn on as well as your pendant. Your pendant has 4 options: up, down, fold, and unfold. When it's in the stowed position, all you have to do is press and hold the unfold, and your lift will automatically start to deploy. If for some reason you need to stop in the middle of any stage, just release the button. Once the lift stops moving, you can press the down button to lower the lift. This lift does have an 800-pound capacity, so keep that in mind when loading the wheelchair lift. That audible bang is just the outer barrier hitting the ground fully. Once somebody is loaded into the wheelchair lift, you press and hold the up button, and the lift and hydraulic system will go up. We recommend that you load an individual backwards to allow them to hold on to the handrails when they ride up and down. Just press and hold the button up. It'll bring the wheelchair lift just above the belt line, and the inner barrier will automatically deploy itself down in. At this point, individual can roll into the vehicle or back out, whichever way they're traveling. A couple safety features that we have built in with Braun on this wheelchair lift is: one, we have an interlock system that when the wheelchair lift door is deployed, you cannot drive the vehicle. Vehicle must be in park and the keys must be out of the ignition for this lift to work. A couple other safety features that we have is if I put my foot on the outer barrier here and try to raise this up, it'll raise up for an inch or so off the ground, but then stop. Once I release this, the outer barrier will release in. Oops. And I can raise back up. The inner barrier has the same feature where if I step on the inner barrier when I try to lower the lift, an audible and visual alarm will go off, letting people know that there's going to be a drop coming up. There's also a pressure plate on the inside of the lift that when you stand on that and the lift is down, it will automatically cue to let you know that the lift is being lowered. From inside the vehicle, we can now demonstrate how the inner barrier and the pressure plate safety features work. If I step on the inner barrier and the pressure plate and I try to lower the lift first stops, an audible alarm goes off. The light is located on the front side of the pump and will start flashing. If I lower this more and step on the plate, you can see and hear the alarms. Again, those are just safety features to let people know that the lift is being deployed further down than just a rollout in the rollout fashion. From this position, all I need to do is hit the fold button and press and hold that until the lift fully retracts itself. We do recommend you hold it for an additional 5 seconds. You hear the motor kind of whine a little bit. That's simply to make sure that the lift is fully seated in and the hydraulic system is locked. If the wheelchair lift is being stored for an extended period of time, or the vehicle is being stored for an extended period of time, we have seen the wheelchair lift slowly creep its way out just from its natural position. If that happens, simply turn your wheelchair lift on, by opening your door, turning the power switch on, and press and hold the fold button for a couple seconds to seat it in. It could be that if the wheelchair lift is deployed out far enough or sunk out far enough that you may not be able to start your vehicle. So that will help get your vehicle started. In the event of an emergency or the wheelchair lift not operating, this does have a manual pump to release the lift and pump it up fully. On the front side of the pump tower here, you'll find a lever. This lever is used to both release and pump up your lift. To release the lift, first insert in this T-handle by following the grooves and give it a counterclockwise turn. You can hear the hydraulics release and the lift start to move. You are able to fully lower the wheelchair lift using this hydraulic system. Once you get to the desired height, close off the release by going clockwise. Insert the handle into the pump and simply pump like a bottle jack the lift up. Again, this is the manual use system and should only be used in emergencies or a loss of power. If you're using the manual system because of a loss of power, your safety features will not work, meaning your alarms will not sound or your ramps will not work. From the inside of the vehicle, on the rear wall of the wheelchair lift is a similar pendant to the key fob, which has your open and close button, which allows an individual to open and close the wheelchair lift from inside. For our demonstration, the wheelchair lift door is open right now, so all I need to do is hit the lock button, and the hydraulic system will pull the door shut. Once you pull the door, once the door closes, you're good to go to travel down the road. In the event of a power loss or failure that you're having to manually use the wheelchair lift, you can access your door from inside the vehicle by removing this panel and reaching in to this latch. All you need to do is open the latch, push the door open. It does help to have somebody on the exterior of the vehicle at this point to pull the door open, and then you're able to use the manual pump on the wheelchair lift to deploy the lift. I hope these tips and tricks help you with your wheelchair lift operation. Thank you for watching.